Yeah.
So, you guys, there's basically a fair in full swing. And people are in high activity at the moment. What do you guys want to do? You don't have to interact with this. If you guys want to just head home and get back to business, that is absolutely fine.
I would definitely ride the axe beak.
All right, it is 1 silver to ride the axe beak.
Yeah, okay.
All right, so you go over.
Fluke does it like 20 times. Again.
Yeah. Does anyone else want to?
A handsome gentleman, kind of handsome, but like kind of that sleazy carny kind of handsome. You know what I mean? Like looks good, but also looks like you probably wouldn't take him home to your mum. Takes your silver piece and lets you ride the axe beak. The axe beak runs around, kind of like on a set course, kind of trundles along quite happily.
Faster!
Doesn't go too fast. Doesn't want to break health and safety. They've already had 1 violation today.
Harold.
Roll a quick perception check for me, Chessie.
Okay.
Alright. Something you kind of notice is the axe beak seems fairly calm, but not in like a beaten down sort of way. It's just been well trained. You don't get an opinion from these animals that they have been horribly mistreated. You know that kind of uncomfortable way you go to a circus and you're like, this all feels a bit wrong. Or the fact that I can never go to SeaWorld again, even though I love killer whales. And I have a killer whale teddy bear still. Because Shamu is the best. But yeah, you get the opinion that the axe beak, it's been pretty well treated. And you get the same opinion of most of the animals around here.
Oh, it's a happy axe beak.
It's a fairly happy axe beak, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just go up to the person who's handling the axe beak. So, is there any way you could maybe make it go a little faster?
Alright. I'm just going to say he fails his suggestion charm because it's more fun. Yeah, of course, mate. No trouble. And he goes, axe beak! He goes, Axie! Axel! Axie Axel! Code Red! And the axe beak just fucking goes. It dashes every turn. It just runs as fast as it can around the circuit. Could you make an animal handling check for me, Fluke, to maintain thyself upon this axe beak's back?
Oh, nice.
You
want to read an axe beak.
Ride the axe beak with skill, but at one stage you kind of do that thing where you hop up and put your feet on its back and kind of do the little crouching jockey run. It looks great, and a couple of people way applaud and stuff. I think you notice in the crowd the urchins, what are they called? Nate, Squiggly, and the fat kid notice you and are sort of go, "Way, go Fluke!
I'm the queen of birds!
You're the queen of birds!" they say before they pick someone's pocket and fucking run off. But yeah, you successfully and have a good time riding this axe beak.
Yay.
Everyone's kind of been doing a good job with role-playing so far this session, so everyone can recharge their inspiration if they've spent it recently.
Oh shit.
I'll keep up my tradition of using it on the first thing that happens after getting it.
It's a good tradition, because otherwise you forget about it.
Yep. I have an idea, Brinny.
No?
How'd you buy... well, I fancy some information, and it sort of points down to his torn open chest and still bits of blood. Oh, wow. I've got a very good reason to go talk to the carnival master, whatever the fuck his name is. How about we do a little bit of acting? Listen to you. I shall be very disgruntled and very hurt, low in ability with the city, right, and you will be my solicitor.
Okay.
We will go to this carnival master demanding answers, or we will threaten to sue him into incurable debt that will eventually have him die in debt. How about that?
Okay, give me a minute. And I like quickly pop open a little pamphlet and I'm reading it. Okay. Okay, I'll give it a try. This isn't my area of expertise. I'm more in the read things, look at things, and sneaking around things.
I'll do all the talking. You nod and look threatening in a film. Nick a like a little briefcase thing of some pleb in the street.
You look over at the actual con man in your group. But unfortunately, they're busy, making an axe beak run faster.
Yeah, I know. I was just about to grab it, and he made an axe beak fucking too sharp. So
yeah, maybe you should wait for Errol. I've got a +1 to my deception, and I have a character who's intentionally nervously awkward.
All right, I'll try and distract Errol from his shenanigans.
Takes a little while. He annoys 4 other people before you're able to pull him away. Yeah, you can take Errol and he can help you out as your lawyer. And you make your way over to the head of this parade.
First, I'll disguise myself. That came out very weird.
All right, you disguise yourself.
Yeah.
What is
an expert in bird law, so it should be pretty good. Yes.
And this is for disguise self. Oh, I'm so disappointed.
I know. And you haven't even.
I think this guy.
So.
Someday.
Okay.
I will send you a message of what I'm gonna.
What do you disguise yourself as?
A older human with a kind of business suit, quite well kept, tiny little, very, very annoying looking beard, but it looks like he spends an inordinate amount of time on. Hat to go with the umbrella, because I've still got the umbrella. Just a very dour looking man.
Alright. You turn yourself into a very dour looking man. Alright, you move over to the head of the parade, who is sort of directing carnies this way and that, shaking people's hands. He seems to be having a great time, kind of with him, you can see a half-elf woman and a gentleman. The sort of two. This is the guy here, and that's the woman there. And the two strange mechanical creatures with their expressionless bronze faces. You move over, and he's in the middle. Yes, you'll see to that. That will do. Good job there, good lad.
You sir.
It turns to you.
Are you in charge of this here?
1 second, I gotta try and find my Sean Connery voice.
Sean Connery.
Tennis.
Tennis.
Oh, hello.
Oh, hell you.
Zardos lad.
I am not Russian.
At your service. You know what, I'll just go Russian. Russian has always been my better accent. Hello, Zardos Zod. Pleasure to meet you.
Quite.
Are you enjoying my fine fare?
Well, we might be if you had any control over it. My client here is desperately, nearly died. Just look at him.
That is a shame.
I'm afraid it will take me quite a long time to recover from these wounds. I haven't been hit so hard since the charge of the Griffin Cavalry in the last war against the Zibblezobs.
First of all, Zardos Zod. That's the name. And I got to say, those wounds to me, they look like they were probably here before you actually made it to the fair. There's lots of owlbears out there that could have possibly mauled you on the streets of this fine city. It's nothing to do with my fair.
Well, if that's the attitude you're going to take, we're just going to have to take our complaint to someone a little higher up and make sure that your fair is never allowed in the city again.
Now, come.
This is disgraceful.
There's no need for such talk. My fair is bringing a fine time to everyone involved.
What if your people kicked him into the gutter and he was bleeding out?
That is shocking news. But I don't think that's true. Surely not. I mean, look, good family fun for everyone involved. That's what the maidens fair. No, of course not. Of course not. You look like a fine, upstanding gentleman.
I inform you I'm cousins to several lords of this city, and I have considerable influence. Oh, pain! And I will not refrain from using such influence to make sure that you are never seen in this city again, but on the gallows. You hear me?
My good sir, you're not threatening Zardal's Zod, are you? That would be a terrible thing to do.
You're threatening us, are you?
No.
That would equally be a terrible thing to do.
We've gotten off on a bad foot here. I can see that you have some legitimate claims to grievances. So I tell you what. I have no idea where this voice is going. I tell you what.
I think I got through 6 accents so far
Let
already.
me invite you to a fine dinner upon my flagship this evening. How does that sound for a good time? A good dinner upon the Hellraiser, the greatest ship in the Maiden's Fair. And we can talk about your grievances there.
What do you recommend, Javery?
Well, I don't think a dinner's really going to make up for...
Oh, fuck no. I was meaning, what do you think about going to this horrid ship? I'm not very keen myself.
My good friend, the Eye Catcher is the finest vessel upon the 7 seas.
He's so proud of it, he turns into a pirate mid-sentence.
Yeah, you will give you some fine grog upon this. Comes out sometimes. My old career.
I would appreciate.
We'll give you a fine meal. We'll talk about your grievances.
Clearly, you do not understand the way things work in Waterdeep. We do things with haste here, not with dilly-dally.
I think we should just take our grievance elsewhere. He's not taking it seriously.
Unless you want to go have a private conversation now, I will write a formal letter.
Roll an intimidation check for me, Harold, with advantage for Earl's help.
You
20.
20.
You know what, fine. We'll have a conversation off in the corner here. Have a good chat.
Come to corner.
Come, we drink vodka in corner, it's fine. Right, so he takes you aside, it's like, look, what do you want to know? Wow. Very Russian there. Listen, my good friend. Fuck it, I'll just stick with Russian. Listen, good friend. What is problem? How can I help you? You need gold? Is this what this game is? You want gold for accident?
I don't want your money. There is something you
He looks you up and down and goes, is it something else you want? Something of a more personal.
Oh, it just gives you the that one face.
No, my dear friend, you are clearly deluded more than I initially realised. I would like some information. You're fine tin men. I've seen them wandering around.
Oh, you mean my personal constructs, my nimble rights?
Oh, so your personal ones, are they?
Oh, indeed.
Did you make them?
No, I purchased them in Lantan.
But you have control of them, yes?
Oh, yes, of course. I have 3 of the things. They work, well, 4 actually, sorry, 4 of the things. They work aboard my boats.
Fuck, I wish I had a decent insight. I'm gonna roll insight check on him saying 4 of them.
Sure.
Ha! Ooh!
Yeah, you believe him. He seems to be quite forthright.
And all of these accounted for? There are none ever in the city?
They're normally kept deactivated until needed. Although I do have them how would you say, do personal chores, but they're completely under my control. Or the captains of my ships, who I assure you are good, honest men. Why are you asking about these men of brass?
Well, they're quite unusual, aren't they?
Harold goes to sort of fumble with something. It looks like he's trying to put a bandage back on. He'll let some of the necklace of fireball sort of like come out a bit so he can see it. I want to see if there's any reaction from him from that.
Sure. Roll a perception check. Damn it.
Harold, look!
The wheel of my chair has become entangled.
What's he doing? I rolled a 5.
You see no reaction when the wand of fireballs reveals itself. No, you see no reaction to it at all. But he does sort of look at you and he's like, yes, well, it's a strange thing to ask a man about his constructs. But like I said, I got them from Lantan. They've served me well ever since.
Don't suppose you have any for sale?
Oh, I'm afraid they're much too valuable to sell for mere coin. You could ask at the Temple of Gond. I know that they are always interested in constructs and such things. It's a good place.
Do you know of any others that might be within the city?
No, but I've only been in the city a few weeks. And doing the occasional performance, I've mostly stayed on my boat. But, like I said, the Temple of Gond, if you've got questions about constructs, that's the place to go.
He is mostly naked, from what I can tell.
Like I said once again, he is wearing like a sailor's jacket, but with an open chest, so you can see his wonderful
tiny nips.
Does he have any tattoo?
With their hair, waving in the wind.
Roll a perception check for me.
So make me do wisdom thing.
Smells of dog farts. Yes, it does.
Wow. You weren't kidding.
I was not.
Nope.
That's with a window open.
Oh my.
Sorry, it was an insight check. No, perception check. You don't see any tattoos upon him.
Fuck, we should have taken a wise bastard.
Brittany, though, you're there too. You're keeping an eye
I'm
out.
there, I'm just not
Do you want to roll a perception check for tattoos?
Sure.
Alright. You did notice at one stage when he turned around quite quickly and his jacket flew high. Across his lower back is a tattoo.
He's got a tramp stamp.
So he's got a tramp stamp.
Yes.
Just when I thought this guy couldn't get any worse. Do I make out any details?
Yes, it appears to say the captain. But in like nice cursive writing, it says the captain.
Nice.
That's the fucking worst thing I could have. Okay.
He's a salty boy.
I also don't know if it's late.
Wait, is it too late to change that to it's a salty boy? No, never mind.
I don't know if it's a bit late as well, but around the time he was talking about how his captains are all like trustworthy, stalwart men, do I believe him?
Roll an insight check for me.
Make all my failed runs good.
He has absolute confidence in his captains.
And the other thing, obviously, it'd be passive perception 17, or it's not that obvious. I imagine I wouldn't have been like looking for it because I didn't see Tom dropping the fireball, but would I have noticed any weird reaction when Tom revealed?
No.
I don't know Tom's necklace. Harold never showed the rest of us, did he?
I think I did.
He talked about
Yeah, I did.
it, but it was
Look
on
what I
his
found. Oh yeah, that was it.
You
Yeah.
notice no
Anything?
strange reaction beyond just this strange man's general strangeness.
Right. Well, I have performed those skill checks, and I am vaguely disgusted.
So,
Well,
well, like I say, if you want to know more about nimble rights, head to the House of Inspired Hands, the Temple of Gond, and they can tell you a bit more.
Well, I think that's all we could have really gotten out. Oh no, are you your metalmen are stored on your ship overnight? Yes.
Oh, of course, of course.
Yeah.
I
Well-
keep 2 on my flagship, the Eye Catcher, 1 on my my Carney ship, the Hellraiser, and 1 on my actor's ship, the Heartbreaker.
Very good. Okay. One thing, settle this immediate debt. Which of your animals would you part with and is rather friendly?
I'm sorry. You want me to give up one of my animals?
Do you want to
man
keep your
really gave up his life.
carnival? Dear boy.
I'm going to have to change tack on you, my good friend. So far I have humoured your noble's bullshit, but if you're going to try and strong-arm me out of one of my trained animals, let me assure you, I have far more friends in this city than you could ever have. And if you want to try your luck with me in court,
And
I'm
what
more
does
than
that
happy-
mean, my dear fellow?
I'm starting to dislike your tone. That's what it means. If you want, we could always settle this with blades right now.
Oh, I don't want to fuck with this guy. Shoot us.
What, the
The
captain?
man has got enough balls to go around wearing that. You do not want to fuck with him.
Listen here, son. I'm the most popular
Very
James
well.
Bond
I
of
did
all
not
time.
mean. I did not mean to offend you by insinuating your animals. I did not know they were so dear to you. You had so many. I thought you wouldn't
Each and
be
every
very
one is like a
kind.
member of the family. Honestly,
Parting with
I'm
them.
insulted by your fucking suggestion.
Well, so I was rather insulted when your arrow tore apart plenty of my ribs and internal organs.
Roll a
That truly insulted.
roll a persuasion check for me. Actually, make it a charisma save. Roll a charisma. It's probably the same thing for you, isn't it?
No, it's too late.
Okay. I can respect your general balls in this situation. Look, I've answered your questions, and I'll keep the offer open. You want to come round for dinner? I will treat you like a prince for a night. You can have your choice of wine, of food, of women. But for now, I think our business here is done.
I think we'll keep it at that. You owe me a favor. Pleasure doing business. Walk away.
This entire time, Brian's been trying to convince him that a wheelable aquarium is a very good idea.
He takes a step up, Harold. Sorry. What's that, lad?
Hmm?
He takes a step up when you tell him to walk away.
No, I walk away.
Oh, you walk away. I thought you said to this guy,
No.
walk away.
Oh,
No, he's doing an axe.
Oh, I was like,
no. I'm doing a max, we just walk away.
alright, you turn, you walk away. Watch you go and goes, well, gentleman there. It's a fucking arsehole. And then he, goes full screen one last time. Alright, so you guys leave the fair. You have a good time. You get some deep fried treats, some sweeties. Fluke rides an axe beak over and over again.
Woo!
You have a good time. And then
Probably getting a bit tired by now.
He's probably feeling a bit sick now.
there's like a line of kids waiting for a go, and you just have to keep waiting. Fluke doesn't even get off the axe beak, just hands over another silver and goes round again.
Yeah.
And they keep doubling the price every time she comes back. It's like, nah, it's worth it.
So What do you guys do next?
Oh,
I think we should report in that we dealt with that problem.
Sounds good.
Also, go find your Lester.
yeah.
Yeah, he's their contact for that.
Oh, and we were going to give him the paintings?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
paintings.
Yeah.
So where are you going to
Carrying
go?
around paintings.
I mean, it's not too weird. People have to carry stuff in medieval societies. They don't have cars.
Right.
So where are you going to go next? Are you going to go look for Gillester at the Yawning Portal? Or are you going to head home to your own tavern?
Yawning Portal.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, Brian don't want to carry these things anymore.
You
Yeah,
head-
these I'm apparently carrying 150 pounds of silver bars on.
Jeez, yeah.
I don't think I'm
all,
fine.
I think we probably split them around.
you all head to the Yawning Portal.
Oh, bring a wheelbarrow.
Oh, the wheelbarrow.
Oh,
So you return to the Yawning Portal. It's in full festive atmosphere today. All the tables are fairly full. People are drinking, having a good time. When you arrive in, actually, somebody is on the rope that descends down into the portal of the Yawning Portal. And they're on the rope, but they're like leaning towards their friends going, "All right, put me back in, I'm sorry, put me back in." And they're like, no, you said you'd do it. You said you'd go into Undermountain. There's a bit of like a kerfuffle going on over there. You can also see there are several basic constructs like moving around the bar. Nothing as fancy as the Nimble Rights, but like there's definitely one wizard who has brought his shield guardian to the pub, which is like just standing glowering behind him. There's something at the bar that is just like effectively almost like one of those drinking birds on your desk. It's like filling up tankards. It fills up the tankard, falls back. It's like an auto service bar. And yeah, there's a pretty raucous atmosphere. Looking around, you see Yagra Stonefist, the half orc. You see Devlin at his normal table, holding court. You see Gillester, who looks pissed. He's having a good time on the holidays. There's an empty bottle of wine in front of him and half an empty bottle of wine. Who else would you see? Who else would you see around the Yawning Portal upon this day? Harold, you see Free Strings is playing in the corner. Your bardish friend. And obviously Durin is there, pouring pints, and Durin has even hired on a few extra young college students to help man the bar because the day is quite busy.
Do you know the way you were saying they're displaying the mechanical machines and stuff today?
Yeah.
Is there like one place where they're doing a grand display, or is it all this scattered?
The square you were in where the festival was going on, there was a lot of that.
Oh, okay.
Several inventors were like, "Look upon my new fancy invention." And on the way there, I think a couple of street corners, there were guys who like, "Look at my device that makes dry ice into wonderful smoke machines. I call this device that makes noise a boombox," that kind of thing. And I think there's even a couple of tables in the Yawning Portal that are have minor like look at my strange puzzle box and that kind of thing, and give it a shot, you know. And there's definitely a few like gnomish adventurers here who are showing off their own tinkered creations.
Okay.
But it's more like today is a day that if you were a person who likes to make this stuff, show it off, you know, and proud and in view, as opposed to here's one place to here's the convention floor, you know.
This is the bragging day.
A little bit. This is the day to be proud of your inventions and what you've tried to achieve.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go straight to Gillester and try to get rid of these paintings.
All right. On your way to Gillester, you bump into a small creature, and looking down, a small construct boy looks up at you, wearing a jester's outfit, with like soot around his eyes and his mouth to make almost like a jack-o'-lantern smile. And he looks up at you and like, just doop.
Hi? What's your name?
Points at his mouth like, can't talk.
But you can understand me?
Nods.
Oh, who is someone with you? Who?
At that point, you hear a voice go, Simon! Simon, over here! And he runs over to another group of adventurers.
I follow him, I guess.
Yeah. You join a group of adventurers for a brief pint. A somewhat sarcastic bard, a pint-sized paladin, a tiefling witch who seems very nervous, and a grumpy rogue. And yeah, you just get the feeling they have their own adventures going on, and they've got their construct child out for the day.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. That was mostly actually one for Killian, because that's Curse of Strahd NPC.
Again. Oh, fuck. Is it?
See, based on Killian's version of Curse of Strahd, it probably fired needles that summoned Strahd out of its mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you could do with it, actually. I can't remember its name, but it's the little jester that you find in the tower.
Well, it's Murderbot, isn't it?
Murderbot, it's Murderbot, exactly. Thank you, Tom.
I don't think we found that.
Oh, not yet. Give it time.
It's possible
Oh,
to
we're
miss
like our
things in that
final
line.
session.
Climb up to the highest point of the tower and look in the rafters, and thank me for it
God.
later.
Alright. I thought we're tracking down Blinsky or something there.
It is a Blinsky creation. Okay.
It's a Blinsky!
Don't worry,
So, yeah.
we'll do Curse of
Yeah,
Strahd
voice
after
for
this.
Oh god, no.
You after your little
Sixth character, Matt. Sixth character.
After your little drinking session with the cast of Dice Camera Action, you head over and join Devlin. And you sit down. You can see he's quite busy today, but he's like sees you come over. What's your renown with the Zentarum at this stage?
I think you said we had one renown.
We got two.
It's +2 with Zentarum.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. He doesn't like wave you straight over. You have to wait a minute while he finishes talking with a few other folk. But you come over. He smiles. He's like, Brynny, you're looking well.
You too, Devin. You enjoying the festival?
I love festivals, I have to admit. There's something about the energy in the air and the excitement that comes with them. I can never really get enough of them. It's something I enjoy about Waterdeep, actually. There's several festivals every season. You live in the smaller towns, 1 or 2 a year, you're lucky. But there's plenty of time for festivals in Waterdeep.
Sorry to talk shop and that, but
That's alright, that's what I'm here for.
just if hypothetically I wanted to sell things with as little bother as possible, where would you recommend I go?
Oh, I mean, who would I be to recommend such things, Brynny? But if I was to recommend them, I might recommend going seeing our old friend Schemo. Smart lad, that one.
For anything? I thought he only sold things of a...
Oh, his shop only sells magical potions. Shop only sells magical potions.
Okay. Thanks. I'm gonna go back to my friends now, and see you
Do you
soon.
have something in particular you're wanting to pass on?
I'll check with my friends, I'm not sure. I'm just gathering information at the moment.
Okay.
We've been finding stuff, and I don't know what we're selling or keeping, but I like to be the information gatherer for the group if I can.
Off you go. Enjoy the celebrations.
Thanks. See you later.
Oh, before you go, thank you for passing on those items for me.
Oh, yeah, no problem. It was fun. I got to run across the rooftops.
Often it's the more prudent direction to go in.
It's my favorite part of any job I did in the past.
I will look for more work that involves rooftop running for you.
I'd appreciate that. And I go back to the group.
We got to ask you something, though, haven't we? Got some information for us. So, I'll go over on a Riker chair.
You see him kind of look at you like, oh, this guy again. Brinny was just here. I think she...
I know, but we had a previous conversation. I thought it's best I bring it up, my friend. Any news on
definitely the one I wanted to talk about. News on what exactly?
I don't know, the thing that just went bang outside our lovely little house.
You wanted me to have a conversation with our ex-employees, yes?
Oh, yes, too.
I actually sent a message to your home about this. But I can
pass it on in person.
Yeah, I can tell you in person, that's fine. So, he leans in, and he kind of does a little hand motion, and a couple of the people get up from the table and leave.
You meet yourself. See?
Did I?
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I didn't mute myself.
I was just thinking the last Zentarum people who approached our house didn't do so well, so...
Just couldn't hear you.
Yeah, just a little hand motion, and a couple of the people at the table get up and, like, move away. Like, just a little hand motion to say, this is just for us. So they get up and leave, and so a priest who is a friend of the family's, they cast the necessary spell upon them, and were able to get a few interesting bits of information from them. Their names were, the two men's names were, he says the two names I'm going to put in chat. They worked for Erstal Floxin and resided at Gralhund Villa.
And they were part of your organisation?
As near as I can tell, they were Zentarum, but I have personally never worked with them. You must understand, our organization is very large, and there are multiple arms of it.
Yeah, that's what I'll say.
I understand. I thought you were more well informed previously, but information. No.
I always feel like you're trying to have a dig when you say such things.
You are a bit of a dick, Harold, I gotta say.
I am well informed.
I do try.
The one of the purposes of the Zentarum is to be, those who work within it are somewhat self-sufficient, and there are different people within there. But like I said, that was their names. They worked for Erstal Floxin, a resident of Grillholm Manor. Their job was to catch a gnome named Dalkar. They didn't know much about him, except for their job was to apprehend him. Because Dalkar had some kind of artifact in his possession, which, according to Erstal Fluxum, would have made them rich as kings.
Right. So that must have been the thing they took off his body.
If they took something off the body, then yes, it probably was that artifact.
Mm.
My guess would be that this Dalkar was probably going to try and hire you to either hide the artifact or sneak it out of the city. I don't know who Dalkar worked for, though, unfortunately. I wasn't able to do any magic upon his body. It was being kept separate from the others.
Okay. Is that all you've got?
Do you know of the Growlhounds?
Do I?
Roll a history check with advantage.
Are they noble family?
They are indeed. 15. Yeah. The Growlhounds are a noble family. They live fairly nearby to Trollskull Alley, in the direction that this guy fled in. Sorry, I'm just looking them up. There's a Lord and Lady Growlhound. They have a couple of kids. They're not the biggest noble family, and they're a little bit down on their luck at the moment. They have a bit of a reputation amongst the more right noble families with less like smear on them as being a little bit shady. Not like super shady, but just there's always that little bit of edge of like shadiness to their family.
Right.
Let me see if I can find some information on them. 1 sec. Just if I can give you anything.
Information.
Just so I can give you anything specific about them. Yeah, just that they're a noble family. You might have even met the like Lord and Lady Growlhund once, but you don't really remember them particularly well. And yeah, that's what you know.
Okay. Well,
yes.
that's good information.
Well, we do try and come through when we can.
You certainly have. Thank you, my friend. I'll leave you to your business.
You can see he smiles a little that you're finally being like nice and respectful. And it's like, my pleasure. And
it's like he's giving you what I wanted.
I mean, so far they've given you pretty much. They've paid you for your jobs. They've given you the fun
expect
jobs.
it to last.
Anyway, yes, and once
I
again,
will
thank you for your
Riker. There you go. Better dismount.
Yes. We'll come back sometime soon. We'll contact you if we have any more work for you. And I hope this helps you out with your investigations.
Certainly will.
If there is somebody in the Zentarum causing this much trouble, just know that I don't have any contact with them, so crossing them will not be crossing me. They're separate things.
Also, do you know anything about the Maiden's role?
The traveling carnival that's in town right now?
Yeah, and their ringleader. Strange.
Yes, they free boats in the docks, as I understand it. Just traveling carnies, as far as I know. Quite a big traveling carny group, but then they do travel by sea, so size is necessary. Their leader's a flamboyant chap. Likes to hold drinks upon his boat. Wait, actually, might not be anything, but I did hear that he had been spending time with the Lady Growlhund.
Well,
if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean. That's even more tasty information.
So.
Well,
tasty, eh?
Yeah, excellent. Very much.
A pleasure.
That's sex. I will do. I'll use my unright roll. Get up and I'll.
Yeah, you get up, you move away.
I'll share information that two of our fuck's sakes, two of our trails of two of our loose threads have intertwined.
Did you sell him the silver?
Oh fuck!
Right.
Someone else do that. I've fucking talked too much.
Yeah, we got. He gave us a name of a fence to go do that with.
Oh, he did, yeah.
Yes.
Although, to be fair, you could sell to him, you're not sure. But yeah, you could go see Schemo.
Like, he asked me if I had anything, but I thought announcing in a crowded bar that I had almost 800 gold of silver.
If you would like to go see Schemo and sell the silver bars, we can do that off screen. That's fine.
Oh, I kind of want to speak to him. He's just that creepy.
He is a bit of a creep. But you can speak.
He's such a badass looking gnome.
I know.
It was weird. I had a voice in mind for him, and then I saw the art and was like, "That's not who that is." This is not somebody with a squeaky voice for comic relief. He takes himself very seriously. Yeah, we can go see Schemo if you want, or you can just give him the silver off screen and get the money.
We must talk to Celeste as well before we go anywhere.
That's true. Celeste is at the bar.
Yeah. I was probably avoiding the Zentarum guy, so I'll be like, "Hi, Celeste."
Flu! Fluke!
Hello, you look drunk.
Just a little. The great thing about a holiday, like the day, is you have a fine excuse to get a little bit pissed during the day.
Absolute.
Indeed.
I could not agree more.
Excuse that.
How are you and your friends doing, though? I had a job for you, I think, didn't I?
Oh, yeah, we did that. That guy, I didn't like.
Wait,
Like a drowner.
You did that?
Oh, yeah.
Already?
Yeah.
But I only gave you that job the other day. That
Well, we are the best.
was
You do
surprisingly
know.
quick. I did not expect you to be so forthright in your mission. Well done.
Yeah. I hit him with a ladle. It was a magical one. It was great. You should have been there.
Hit him with a ladle.
Oh, yes.
I should have.
No, he didn't like that. He didn't like that.
Fluke, I'm not going to lie. I feel absolutely rotten. I've been giving you all these jobs, and now they're not giving me any money to pay you for. Pay you for.
Well,
To pay you.
I think what I like about that just there is that sounds like one of the like bullshit stories she tells. Actually,
it's actually true.
I was thinking that as well.
That's the nice thing about
well,
Jallister is he does seem to take Fluke at face value on every story she tells.
I know, it's amazing. So, I mean, I know that, you've not got money for us, but what if we did have something that this evil kitten drowning man, like, if he'd stopped... I know, he told us that was the last thing he said before he died. Oh, I can't drown more kittens, and then we hit him and he died.
He had a special barrel for it.
Yeah.
He said that in front of the tabaxi.
I know, just, like, give Brinny some space.
That's like saying you drown babies, but cute. Oh my goodness.
I know. Yeah,
Oh.
he was a bad person. But yes, so he was a really bad person, and maybe if he stole some things,
You know,
You might
Pharrell
know-
loved kittens. He did.
well, it's okay because we rescued them.
Oh, you rescued the kittens!
Oh yeah, they've all got good homes now
You,
with gnomes.
not only did you
No
find
bones,
this man
yeah.
in 24 hours and defeat him, you also managed to rehome a clutch of kittens?
Yeah,
Roll a deception.
as I
check for
say.
me. With advantage.
I don't remember any of this.
Yeah, being drunk.
Ryan's just gonna stay next to her like,
Ooh!
He gives you a big hug. Like, you are an absolute star. I have to say, you. Look, I could maybe find a bit of coin from my own purse to pay you for this, but if you want, I could perhaps find a bit of coin from my own purse, or, well,
Or you could come to the bar.
I mean, I've to be honest, I've actually been to your bar a bit recently.
Oh yeah, that's true.
there's never really anyone there. It's just her.
Actually, to be fair, you do have two regulars at this stage. Jalaster comes round fairly often, and so does Floon.
It's blacksmith.
The blacksmiths haven't yet, but you just told them about it yesterday.
True.
Look, I know I don't look it, but I am a dapper hand with a blade. If you ever need me, let me know, and my sword is yours, okay?
Oh, okay, thank you.
If you ever think you're going into danger or the like, I'm more than happy to accompany you and your friends.
Okay, well, I will remember that. And as long as we're not fighting giant waffle monsters, I will call on you, Jalester.
I don't know if that was the thing coming out. Did you say giant waffle monsters or
Giant waffle monsters.
Okay.
Just roll with it.
Yeah.
Wizards.
But yes, thank you again for your help, Fluke. Did you say something about something to hand over, or?
Yeah, like, so we had a look around in this warehouse he was drowning all the kittens in, and he had this crate.
I mean, I've been kind of holding these the whole time. You could have led with this.
Yeah, like, Brian's got them there. Like, there's these
They're
pictures.
beautiful. Oh, you found
And
these
before-
in
Keep
this
going.
den of, and you're handing them over to the Lord's Alliance rather than selling them off to those other lot. And he looks over at this stage. Harold is talking with Devlin, and he kind of like looks over in that way disapprovingly.
Yeah, no, I don't like him. He's got shifty eyes and weird hair. It moves on itself. I think you should have.
As
Yeah.
you look over, Devlin's hair is just slightly floating.
Oh, never understood that hair thing.
No, it's not. It's not natural.
Float.
Yeah.
For somebody who grew up upon the streets and has gone through the difficult life you have, I am very impressed with your sense of right and wrong. It beats many of those I've found from higher culture. Yes, no, I can definitely put some work into tracking down where these were stolen from. And I'm sure that it'll be great. This will be greatly appreciated.
Hey.
So you hand those over to Jalaster.
Do you got someone to carry these?
He puts them behind the bar and we'll get them later. Because he's a bit pissed to be carrying 75 gold pieces of art around. Okay, so you would have for this quest received,
it
I
was
think,
like
just
600 worth.
yeah,
75 each.
they were 75 each. Yeah,
300, isn't it? Wasn't there only 4 paintings?
Yeah,
there
it's
were 4
300.
paintings. I think 3 or 4 paintings.
300.
All right, you would have just received 1 renown for this job, but for handing them over to the Lord's Alliance, I think everyone receives. I'm just double checking the numbers for this quest in case it was more than 1. Yeah, everyone receives 2 renown with the Lord's Alliance,
Yeah.
except for Fluke, who received 3.
Oh,
Ooh.
nice.
Which puts you in very good standing with Lord's Alliance, which is the official like. This is like being in
in-crowd.
very good standing with NATO. You know, it's.
It feels very weird.
What were we on before? I've only just started tracking these. I think I missed
on
it.
1.
Yeah, I think you were on 1.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're on 2.
I live in a small city, but
All
I'm
3 even.
very good standing with NATO.
And what we
Well, my
I
other
love
one was
what
going to be
we
like,
officers.
it's like having a good reputation with the EU, but that doesn't really work for the next couple of months. Sorry, too courage.
and what were you with the Zen?
2.
I believe
2.
the Zent, you are 2
were
right
2.
now. You've
Okay.
done 2 jobs for them. And one of you, except for
Except for me, I'm just one.
who's just 1, because she's been distancing herself from them.
Mhm.
Alright, yeah. Yeah, he takes them, and over the next couple of weeks, words of your altruism and nobility will get around the upper echelons of Waterdeep society. Do you want to do anything else at the Yawning Portal?
Brian goes get pissed a bit with Yagra. That's about it.
Cool. You have a few drinks with Yagra. It's a good
I-
time for everyone.
I will have a jam with 3 string. I haven't had a jam in a while.
Roll a performance check for me.
Wow!
Oh,
Nice, yeah. Free Strings is happy to have you up on the stage with him, and it being a busy, raucous night, you get good response from the crowd in general. I don't really have anything for you with Schemo, so if you go and sell the stuff with Schemo, you just get them at cost. So what did I put down for the silver bars?
15 bars worth 50 each.
Right, so that would be, what, 1,500? Am I crazy
No,
there?
no.
No, I'm miles off.
Hang on. I had my calculator open.
50 times 15 is...
750.
You get 750 gold pieces. Yeah, you go see the little gnomish gentleman who, like, wrings his hands. It's like, oh yes, this will do nicely.
That's 150 each.
That's a nice improvement over my
Or
23 gold.
we could try and put some stuff together for the tavern as a group.
True, actually.
That's not bad.
This is actually a fairly large sale, so somebody roll a persuasion check just to make sure. See how much of that money you get.
Someone's not me.
I shall roll. Is someone helping me?
Yeah, somebody
Errol
can
and
help.
Harold are probably the best two.
And I'll roll this against 23. Alright, I'll roll this against Schimo's ability to persuade. Schemo, weird bottle. The completely trustworthy gnome. Yep, you managed to get them for a price. So 750 gold pieces.
Alright.
So, how much did we pump into the bar?
You have so far pumped 500 gold pieces into the bar's repairs, and 75 into setting up contacts with the guilds. Which basically means you're currently getting food and drink from the Brewers Guild and the Butchers Guild.
I'd happily put 100 of my share into fixing up the bar.
Yeah, you need to get up to 1,000 to completely repair the bar.
Yeah, I'm thinking if we take 50 gold each, that'll give an extra 500 and pretty much complete it then.
Holy shit. It's fun.
That would be an extra 250 if we put 50.
In order to open
I can't math.
In order to open as a tavern, you need to reach 250 into licensing, which you've only spent 75 on so far.
Okay.
Here are the expenses that you need to kind of cover. So you guys have a talk and think about that. I'm just going to run to have a quick pee.
Alright.
Okay.
I'll happily chuck, 50 of mine in, I suppose. I despite the numbers being wrong, I think Killian had the right idea there.
Yeah. How much?
Are the numbers wrong?
It would be 30 gold each.
Well, yeah, he thought 5 times 250 was 500.
Yeah. It would be 30 gold each, and that would be 500, and we'd finish all of the renovations.
I mean, we'd have a nice house.
We'd still need to do the licenses and contract stuff. But
yeah, I'm happy to chuck it into the tavern, and then we can do the licenses.
If we got a tavern, we got a place to hold a party.
We got income.
What do we need? Yeah,
we do.
And then who cares about license and stuff?
So we dump 100.
We've already got 75 in that.
You can forge all those documents. Fine.
Next job we do, we can probably.
Well, I think we could afford all this now. We've got 500 in renovation already.
Yeah.
So we could have the tavern finish. We'd still be 175 off the licenses.
So we just put all the money towards the tavern. I don't know.
I've got
right now
enough gold for me right now.
Yeah, we get a share of 50 gold pieces each on top.
Yeah. And then we can let it start earning money for us.
So far you've spent £500 on the actual repair of the tavern, so you're halfway there. And you spent 75 gold on guild licensing and contracts.
Oh, well, we're just going to say we could put pretty much all that money towards finishing it up.
Yeah.
So everything but 75 then in that case.
Alright, so you take this windfall, these silver pieces, and you're going to spend them on completely doing up your tavern?
Yeah, we got 15 gold each then.
Nice.
For the last of it.
Do you return to Troll Skull Alley then after seeing Schemo?
Yeah.
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 Alright. You guys return to Troll Skull Alley and return to your wonderful tavern.
We go back and it's on fire, I swear to God.
It is not on fire. It is. That being said, though, you do arrive back to find that inside are a water genasi and fire genasi who are currently being served beers by a pair of kobolds who have pulled stools up behind their tavern.
Oh, you made it.
They look over you and smell like. And there's one other person here. There's also a human man who you recognize as Tilly, the carpenter, who is working on repairing some of the worst damage to the walls. And you can actually see that the blacksmith is helping him out a little bit.
Hey, look at this.
This is all going
First.
together.
What's that, sorry?
This is all coming together nicely.
Aye.
I mean, it's early days so far, but give me a little bit of time and I can fix this place right up, I assure you. Now,
How about a
won't
bit
lie,
more money?
there's a lot of work here to be done. With what you've given me so far, I can probably only do the tap room, like I said.
Well, about that, we could probably help you with a bit more funding.
Really? Have you managed
Yeah.
to raise the rest of the funds?
We have actually.
How's all of it sound?
Sounds perfect.
Chunk.
He grins at you and it's like, I'll have the whole place fixed up. I mean, it's going to take me a few weeks, but I'll have the place looking spick and span. By the way, your kobolds are quite delightful and surprisingly loyal for kobolds. Oh yeah, they stood up to Jorts. Anyone who stands up to Jorts, they're our kind of guys. They
You little scam.
They
Can
can
I-
mention Jorts. I don't know what they're talking about.
Do I believe the kobolds when they say that?
Roll an insight check.
Oh, God.
Maybe. The two Genasi
do.
kind of smile and go, I mean, the water one goes, well, I'm just glad to have a place where I can finally come and get a drink.
Yeah.
And the fire one's like, yep, me too, because working in front of that anvil all day, I mean, I'm resistant to heat and fire, but soot's getting in my lungs is still unpleasant.
You should bring friends. There might be a small discount if you bring large groups here.
What, are you doing a function hall? I mean,
We do have a common room upstairs we're looking to get fixed up too.
Well, we're trying to build. I think we're going to try and build a bit of community.
Yeah.
This is a tavern for the locals. Who are needing. This is a tavern for the work.
While you are relaxing and chilling out, a small flying snake does come up to you and give you a little bit of paper that has everything that Devlin told you written on it. So he was true to his sort of request that he had sent you the information.
Well, means you got all the info we need for now. We got stuff to look into.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll take it you'll probably head off to bed tonight. Like I said,
to do first.
was that sorry?
I've got something to do first.
Oh, okay.
I would like to break out the forgery kit. Take that letter from Brecken Death and add a little bit to the end.
Okay, so again, the letter you were given, it's like a expose about the sordid lives of nobles, about how they spend their time having orgies and drinking and worshipping Asmodeus.
Well, mostly I just want to name drop our little friend Mushroom, with his actual name,
Eric Froome.
All of this
And-
supplied by Eric's room, of course.
and how he really, really has this strange kink about making people drink his piss.
Excellent. Roll a forgery check for me.
Love it.
Yeah, I wanted to throw out something about that, actually. I need to pick up a forgery kit.
Yeah, I think with your connections to the Zentarum, you would have no trouble being able to find that. So you can just buy that. You can buy that discounted at 5 gold.
Yeah, sorry, go.
Is this going to be a dex check?
Yeah, it would be Dex and proficiency.
Yeah. And I'll use Tides of Chaos.
Ooh.
God.
You do a piss poor job. And unfortunately, here's the unfortunate thing: you do it, you look at it, and go, "Shit."
Yeah, that's alright.
I can no. You look at it and you go, "Shit." I can tell I fucked this up, but I also wrote it onto the expose I was given. So you've got this expose that you were given to hand in that now at the bottom has this clearly wrong extra bit just added in.
Gonna have to rewrite this.
Alright, try again. Forge the entire expose.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to try that at some point. See how we get paid.
So you've ruined the original expose. You're going to try and see if you can manage to forge the handwriting of the original one and add your... Are you trying to add your own bit in at the end, or just...
Yeah.
Okay. Roll another forgery kit check.
That's better.
16? Alright. Second time's the charm. You have a work at it, and yeah, you think you've got it down now.
That could have been bad.
That could have been really bad.
Yeah.
Oh. And we're just going to find Brynny. Brynny,
Yes?
do you think you could maybe open a lock for me at some point?
Yeah, I'm reasonably good at those.
I just need to make a delivery. It's to this place in the North Ward. But I think they might have locked up by now.
Oh, okay.
That's not suspicious.
Is it something we could get Fluke involved with? She can pick locks too. Together we'd be even better at it.
Oh, sure. I'm sure Fluke would love to be.
Yeah, do you want to do it straight away?
I don't see why not. The night is young.
Okay. Yeah, no problem.
I go find Fluke.
Yeah.
Fluke, where are you when they find you?
I think I'm in the kitchen. She wants to try and make sausage, but she's not sure what the outside bit is. So she's just rolling sausages in various things. Trying to create the effect.
Interestingly enough, one of the kobolds, which one is it? One of the kobolds, Gerald. Gerald knows a bit about cooking. Gerald used to be a cook for an evil wizard back in the day.
Ah.
And he is talking you through how to make sausages. Like, no. You've got to really pack it in there, and then when you cook it, it will solidify around the... Matthew doesn't know how to make sausages, sorry. That will make the sausage skin.
Are you sure? Because I'm sure you just roll it.
I mean,
That's why you call it roll. I'll try it your way.
Look, alright. Just trust me. I know I'm just a kobold, but you trust old Gerald. He'll make you a fine sausage.
Okay, Gerald, let's do this. And then I imagine you guys come in and interrupt.
Not sure I want to now. Hey, Fluke, got something that might interest you a little.
Oh?
Just a little prank on that mushroom fella.
Oh.
You don't particularly like.
Yeah, no, I don't like him.
Right. Be careful. Make sure this doesn't get damaged. But I'll show her the expose.
Her hands are covered in flour, so she's like...
I'm not sure how your hands got covered in flour. I mean, we're making sausages.
She was trying also. She was throwing all at it before Gerald came in. What like is paper?
You don't read?
Yeah.
What's this say?
It says, "Oh, mushroom's bad. We don't like him. He smells of poo."
Oh, honey.
What?
That was
You've
Gerald.
just not... What? Like, when would I have learnt to read, Errol?
Ah, I'm sorry. I just assumed. If you'd ever like to learn, I'm happy to teach you.
Maybe after I learn to make sausages.
Yeah. And then I just kind of start reading through, and then what's his name? I think it's Eric Froome, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Mr. Eric Froome is one of the worst of the lot. Particularly likes pissing in people's drinks and watching them drink them.
Oh, that's rank. Do you think he actually does it? I think he does.
Not, but I don't think his tavern's going to do very well if this rumour gets out.
Yeah, all right. What do you need me to do?
Just help bring you up the lock, and then I can leave this somewhere prominent, and it'll be finished.
What does that mean?
People all over activity of reading it.
Everyone's going to read
Yeah.
it. Okay.
Alright.
You can't add in that he smells like poo.
I very briefly look. No, sorry, it's not enough room.
Oh.
If I do this again, I'll remember to add that.
Okay.
So, I guess we head off
So
to a north ward.
Yeah, the three of you slip off to Gaxel's office. So yeah, it's the Waterdeep Yazoo is the name of this broadsheet. It's kind of the paper that is syndicated around the whole city. It's on the corner of Imar Street and Stallion Street, and it is in the North Ward, so it's not that far away. Yeah, so you can arrive. It's a big stone building, closed for the evening, although this being the North Ward, there are a fair presence of guards wandering around. And yeah, you can see there's a locked window that you believe probably leads into this gentleman's office. Who's going to do the breaking in?
Is it first story or second story?
It's a first story job.
I can probably make that then.
Basically, there's going to be a stealth check and a pick locks check to get in.
Well, I can certainly do the stealth. I'm probably not going to be able to pick the lock.
I think Brynny and I are both probably alright at both, but I imagine you're probably a little better, especially with climbing.
Well, it's on the ground floor, isn't it? We don't have to climb to reach it.
Okay.
So I think the best thing would be for I'll do the lock picking and you look over the lock and call out the instructions as we go. And
so you're both going to go up and try and pick the lock?
Let's have a look around for guards first. Make sure we're not seen.
Yeah. I'll give Errol the blessing of the trickster.
I've got special boots, so I don't need it.
Or I give Brynny the blessing of the trickster. It never hurts.
So, there are indeed guards around here, and it's not so much just one guard watching the spot. It's just this is a very well-to-do part of the city, and as such, the general guard presence is fairly high.
Okay. But there's none that are looking over this particular general area.
Not right now, no. But you are kind of aware. Whoever is going to try and sneak in there is going to have to be fairly good at their job to not be spotted. This is not the kind of. This isn't the part of town you would normally choose to do jobs in.
Okay, might be better if Brynny, you have a go at this actually.
Okay.
All we need to do is
try.
All we need to do is just drop this off on his desk.
So do you want to... Does Brynny alone want to sneak up to the window, try and crack it open?
If it means fewer stealth checks, I think is the idea then.
Yeah.
Might be
I'll
the
sort
better
of
idea.
huddle down somewhere on the street and keep an eye out.
Alright, Brynny, could you make a stealth check with advantage and then make a pick locks check? Okay, 17, thanks to the blessing of the trickster. And sleight of hand. Alright, so...
Oh, sorry. That would be the same as my Thieves' Kit, actually, so...
Yeah, that's fine. So Brynny gets down low and kind of skitters up to this window on the first floor. And you guys watch over, kind of keep an eye out for guards, as Brynny... For a moment, it looks like Brynny might be caught out as a guard kind of comes around the corner of its lantern held high. But in that moment, the lantern on the guard's lantern flickers out. So a random gust seems to take the burn out, and that gives just enough time for Brynny to slip inside as Brynny clicks the lock and slips through the window.
Oh, I thought I failed that.
Brynny, you are inside. Could you make another stealth check for me as you move around and try and find this gentleman's office?
Oh, God for the blessing.
I believe the blessing...
Oh, it's just for an hour.
Or until you use this feature again.
Yep.
You use your action to touch a willing creature. Give it advantage on dexterity check. Oh. Yeah. I guess it depends how you read it.
Let's see. You can use your action to such a creature, blah blah blah. Giving advantage on dexterity self checks. This blessing lasts for 1 hour, or until you use this feature again.
It's just so you can't use it on multiple.
Yeah.
It would still be on you. I thought it was have advantage, and until your next check. But no, yeah, you would still have it. So again, there is a moment slipping through the shadows in which, coming around the corner, you hear a night watchman, somebody who's in charge of watching over this building. However, the night porter stops to choose a different song on his playlist for his headphones before he continues on, giving you just enough time. You hear actually not so much song as in, like, let's see, what's the next episode of Critical Role? You select the next episode of Critical Role, and during that time, you scamper into the office.
Okay.
And yeah, you find this guy's office. It's a mess. There's papers everywhere. It looks like this guy effectively lives in his office and works here a lot. There's papers all over, lots of stories. But there's a nice space right in the middle of his desk where you can just leave this expose for him to read over.
So I put it there, and I look for an equivalent of a sticky note and a pen, and I just quickly scribble urgent attention and put that on it.
Yeah.
And then
the equivalent of a sticky note here is an enchanted piece of paper that hovers and will above where you want it to, and won't stop hovering. It's massively more effort than just making an actual sticky note.
Sold to him by some huckster. I take a quick scan over the desk to see if there's any interesting information obvious, but I don't take a lot of time with it because just see if anything immediately sticks out of me.
Investigation check for me.
Ugh.
No, you don't see anything.
Okay, then I get ready to sneak out.
Alright, yeah. You are able to sneak out of the building by the way you came. Brynny rejoins Earl and Fluke. And it feels like you've gotten away with it. Gareth,
can I ask?
You may take one more point of renown with the Brigadier.
Then it cuts back to Brian sitting in his bathtub playing with some toy ships.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Of my party members. I seem to get unusually lucky these days when I'm sneaking things and doing jobs. I'm pretty sure I should have been rumbled there a few times. Any insights into that?
Well, it's Lady Luck, isn't it? She likes you.
Okay.
Don't look at me.
I specialise in chaos, not control of it. I keep looking over at Tom and think he's fallen asleep in his chair.
Job's done anyway.
You left me behind!
Oh.
Thank you, Brady.
Alright, you all return home. The job done. So, this won't be tomorrow in the story, but eventually, yes, the next time the Water Gazoo goes out... Oh, sorry, the Waterdeep Wazoo, not the Water Goot, goes out. There is an expose written about the sordid affairs of the nobility, as given by a very reliable source. Very reliable. Emic Floon is not mentioned by name, unfortunately.
Ah.
That being said, there is mention of a purveyor of perversions who cannot be named for legal reasons, but has recently opened shop within the North Ward. Which unfortunately could be construed as either
Could
you
be
or
us.
him. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not quite nobles. So.
You're in the normal ward. But the day goes by. And I'm curious. Sorry, we've hit the 11 o'clock mark. Do we want to keep playing for another hour, or can it bring it to a close soon?
I think I could probably do with heading off, but Fluke can always go and learn to make sausage rolls if people want to.
Yeah, I think shorter games are good.
Yeah,
As much as I'm having a gala, I was awake very late and up very early the last 2 nights. So
that is fine. So what you have
Good to end
learned
it when
in
there's still
today's
energy.
session is really important. Is it appears as if this Erstal fellow is staying at the Gralhund Manor, which I will put on your map now. Once I dragged you all the way over.
And the Lady Grolhon is having fun times.
Yes, and the Lady Gralhund is fucking Sean Connery.
Lucky lady.
Yeah, but
magnificently small nipples.
Wow.
can you blame
it's right around the corner.
Little pinpoints.
Yeah.
map there? Boom, it's right there.
Oh wow, yeah.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, and that matches very much up with where Fluke's urchin said that the gentleman who was wounded was heading to.
Oh.
So you're fairly certain that is kind of where you need to go next, effectively, for the story. That being said, you have also learned that if you want to learn more about the Nimble Rites, the constructs in question, the House of House of Inspired Hands, which is the Temple of Gond in the city, is
But also really, really sounds like a brothel.
They probably get that a lot.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there is a temple for that somewhere, but
I'm looking for the busty mother of invention.
where you spend your
The MILF
weekends
of
is your
mechanism.
own business, Gareth. But yes, so you can go there if you want to learn any more about the
Well, fairly recently,
constructions. But yeah.
You need to explain that one.
So was that the delivery Errol wanted to make?
yeah.
Okay, just so I can cross it off my to-do list.
Oh, actually, I've got the House of Inspired Hands. It is on the map. It is, and you would know this because you have people who live in the city down here. So in the Sea Ward.
Sword.
Yeah. If you want to visit there, it's quite near, where is it? Blackstaff Manor's around there, I believe. Yeah, there it is. Blackstaff Tower. Boop. It's nearby. But yeah, it's just some things to think about for next week. Or
Seaward has like no connection to the sea. It's like, come on, guys.
I mean, it is on seaside, but yes, they have a big ass wall up to keep the sea away.
Got like a crappy mud gate. That's about it.
So something called the Mud Flats, which you do not want to go to, I assume.
No.
But yeah, did everyone enjoy the game?
Yay!
I'd have a parade.
Important
some people
feedback. Should I run more games while drinking a bottle of wine, or is that not always recommended?
They didn't hurt.
No, it's fun. These Waterdeep games are quickly becoming one of the highlights of my my weeks. They are a lot of fun.
No.
Yeah, they're great.
So good.
I love them. I really like this particular module. I think does a really good job of giving you NPCs that are just fun to play with. Zardoz. In case you were wondering, no, that is not the official art for Zardoz, but I figured it was more appropriate.
Well, it is kind of funny when things like that occur, and I don't know how far we're deviating from what's intended. Then
That's exactly what I want. I like that.
Yeah.
Because I am adding a little bit of stuff, but I'm also somewhat warping the stuff that's already there to kind of fit your stories.
It's just a little bit of Matt madness.
like, I assume in my own inclination is that we were meant to kill those kobolds.
Oh, the kobolds weren't even there to begin with.
Of course.
You can't have a Mat campaign without kobolds. Like, come on.
Oh yeah.
I have to wonder, have you ever run a hag that is, worshipped by kobolds?
Oh, and thank you very much, by the way, for your tips on my game.
Oh,
That final encounter. Yes,
did
that
they
worked
go well?
very well. It went well! Yes! I almost killed one of them, but didn't actually kill anyone. So it
that's
was
what you want.
perfect.
You want to.
Yes.
I often say you want to be the a tantric GM. You want to have them right on the edge of the small death, but not quite there.
Yeah.
But But no, I'm glad. You came to the right person to ask for advice about running hags. I've ran a lot of green hags in my time.
Yeah.
I had another game on today, and during that game there was in fact a green hag.
Yep.
Yeah. I couldn't believe how tanky it was.
Kept trying to sacrifice children.
It really wanted to sacrifice some children.
I know.
They're very tanky, but their damage output ain't great.
Yeah.
They have great returnability as villains though, because they can just fuck off whenever they want.
Yep.
What did you give it? What did you give the hag as a henchman?
I gave it some, because I had some strange stuff with mushrooms that had potion properties, particularly enlarge reduce. So I had some mini bugbears and some full-size bugbears. So at first they just thought they had to fight tiny bugbears that had a penalty to their damage, and then some bigger ones came out. And I had some pit traps that only the warlock fell in.
The first time I ran a green hag, it was very much based on The Witcher. They were told by a much creepier guy that there was like a bunch of orphans being kept in the woods by a hag, and they went to rescue them. And when they got there, they were attacked by a bunch of mephits, while the hag also like kind of appeared to them as a helpful person and then ambushed one of them. They're great. I love hags. They're so versatile.
Yeah. My last campaign, I had a hag set up as villain, and they actually became an NPC.
Well, that's something I do quite often. Is if they come to a town that is smaller, I might have a hag who is just not good, like is fucking the community over, but's an established evil. Like, you know, there's the old woman who lives out of the house, and she does, like, you know, surgeries for us and stuff. Like, she's useful, but she always expects a price kind of thing.
Yeah. It's just like The Witcher almost.
You know what you're asking
really
for.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that fucker is still who we had to go res someone mid-contract.
Yeah.
That was awkward.
What was that?
That was Joshua on the Centaurs.
I need
when
to,
he ran out of the cloud of darkness.
I keep meaning I've got to give the list of those people to the GMs, because they're just a list of people you can fuck over at any moment you want.
Yeah. Quazik's on that list.
Because they gave their hair to a hag, and then the hag sold it to Baba Yaga, so...
Oh, Jesus. People keep trying to sacrifice things to Finch. I don't know how I feel about that. That hag earlier today was trying to sacrifice children to the Moonlit King. I was like, oh.
I mean, it was mostly trying to sacrifice stuff to like the Elderflower. Finch is just kind of involved in the fine print.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like they're sacrificing stuff to the name of the Moonlit King. All right, you're just involved in the general bureaucracy.
Oh, he needs a rebranding.
Yeah,
I've
got a contract in mind for that. I just think.
I look forward to that.
Yeah, it looks like we probably won't get to do our. You know, I'll stop the recording here, but that's good.